Today on America's Court with Judge Ross.
What's your background racially?
I'm half white, half Hispanic, but I don't know why that's a problem.
Was the problem that she was half white, half Hispanic, or was the problem just she wasn't black, period?
She wasn't black, period.
In my courtroom, it's about equity and fairness. Stop. Is that true? I don't want you to understand. I want you to overstand.
Yes, sir.
That's why they pay me the big bucks. Justice should be more than just some foreign concept. I actually want you to learn something. That's not gonna happen. Not up in here, not today. And boom goes the dynamite.
Fair, firm, compassionate. This is America's Court with Judge Ross. Kelsey Hummingway claims her lover and his wife invited her on a trip and says she discovered she'd been misled when she arrived at the gate.
All rise. Remain standing and come to order. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Kevin Ross presiding.
Ladies and gentlemen, you may be seated.
Ms. Hummingway is suing Brandon and Lisa Stiles in the amount of $672.75.
All parties been sworn, Your Honor.
Third Deputy Thomas. All right, Ms. Hummingway, I read this case. It's very interesting. You found yourself in a situation that you weren't pleased with.
Yes, Your Honor. My name is Kelsey Hummingway, and I am suing the defendant for my portion of a hotel that we bought.
Well, you had secured a room with Mr. and Mrs. Stiles.
Yes.
And let's talk about how you all initially came in contact with each other.
So I met Mr. Stiles on a site called Fling. It's a safe dating site.
It's a safe dating site?
Yes, a safe dating site.
As opposed to a dangerous dating site?
Yes.
Because I want to be on the dangerous dating site.
Yes, it's safe for polygamous couples.
And that's your thing?
Yes, I'm open to any sexual adventures. I'm open to that.
And that's how you met. Did you meet both Mr. and Mrs. Stiles or just Mr. Stiles? Or
no,
just Mrs.
I met Mr. Stiles on that site alone, but he told me.
And just so
that he
we're
had
clear, it's for people who know that someone else is in the picture and they're okay with that.
Yes.
So there's no misunderstanding, there's no lying, this is what it is, and you're comfortable. Have you engaged in other situations where you've been with other couples? Or?
Yes.
Okay, so this is not your first time doing it?
No, this is not my first time.
All right. Mr. Stiles, you also were on this same app.
Yes, sir.
All right. How long have you and Mrs. Stiles been married?
We've been married for 2 years.
2 years?
Yes, sir.
And Mrs. Stiles, you are also aware that your husband goes on sites. Do you go on sites as well?
Yes, hi, Your Honor. I am aware. I'm also on the sites as well. We're just on them separately.
Okay. What was the understanding between you and Mr. Stiles?
So he told me when I first met him, if everything would go okay, his wife would join us.
Okay.
So
Did the two of you ever connect without Mrs. Stiles?
Yes, several
How many
times.
occasions?
I want to say like twice a week for 3 months.
Twice a week for how long of a period of time?
3 months.
Oh, this went on for some time.
Yes.
And you knew that he was with Miss Hummingway?
I was aware.
Okay.
I thought she was nice.
And after 3 months, now you said you thought she was nice. Had you met her?
No, but I had heard great things about her.
Okay. Any particular reason why, Mr. Stiles, you didn't want the two of them to meet?
I really wanted it to be a surprise because I know my wife is a very great person. I spoke highly of her to her. I didn't really
You wanted
disclose.
it to be a surprise when they finally met?
Yeah.
But you knew about Miss Hummingway. Miss Hummingway, you knew about Mrs. Stiles.
No, not really.
Well, I mean, you knew that he was married.
Yes, but I
Right.
didn't know that she was white.
You didn't know she was
Or
white.
I didn't know she wasn't black.
You didn't know she wasn't black.
Yes.
You're not black.
No.
What's your background racially?
I'm half white, half Hispanic, but I
Okay.
don't know why that's a problem.
Was the problem that she was half white, half Hispanic, or was the problem just she wasn't black, period?
She wasn't black, period. That was the
You
problem.
were under the impression that she was black.
Yes.
What gave you that impression?
So I wear an ankh around my neck to symbolize that I do not date anyone outside my race.
And for people who see that symbol, that's your way of conveying this is what I'm interested in.
Yes.
Got it.
Yes.
Got it.
So I actually have it with me right now.
Let me
You wanna
see.
You want to see it?
Yeah. I mean, I know what it is. Believe it's the key of life symbol, right?
Yes.
Okay. And this was something that you would wear, and other people would also wear this.
Yep.
And that's how you're able to communicate, this is what my interest is.
Yes.
Mr. Stiles, were you aware of this symbol?
I was.
You was. So you knew that was a thought of, okay, she would be interested in me.
Yeah.
But you didn't think that would extend to your wife.
Well, I assumed, if she was into me, she would be into anything I'm around with.
You're associated with.
Yes.
Okay. And you weren't.
Not at all.
Coming up on America's Court.
You think that she would be okay with having a sexual relationship with someone that wasn't black, but she draws a line in marriage.
I guess she drew the line when she seen when my wife wasn't black.
And later,
You sort of went behind his back and said, well, why should he get it? Is that what happened?
Yes, but Your Honor,
You can understand then why he would be a little put off by that,
I can understand it.
because that's not what friends do.
if you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. This is America's Court with Judge Ross. America's Court is back with the case of Kelsey Hummingway, who is suing Brandon and Lisa Stiles for $672.75.
If I'm going to be in a polyamorous relationship, I want all parties black, not just one.
Right, exactly.
Because
Because I'm just not comfortable with sharing my body with someone outside of my race. And I spoke to him about this so many times.
you had a conversation about this.
Yeah. so
Did
many
you ever
times.
ask, well, what's your wife? What does she look like?
So I never asked what his wife looked like.
Because?
But because we had so many conversations. We spoke about white supremacy a lot of times.
Is that true? Do you recall these conversations?
Yes, I recall these conversations.
Well, why not just let her know that your wife isn't black?
I never really felt like that was a need to let her know because we met on a sex positive app. The app, we met on, everybody's, okay with whatever, if
But she's
she's
wearing
down.
the ankh, letting you know, and then you pick up on that, and then you're having sexual relations with her. You're spending time together.
Yeah,
And it never comes up.
But she never asked at the same time.
You never asked?
She never made it a thing that,
I didn't think I needed to ask because we always
You just
spoke
thought it was understood.
so
And-
understood.
And you have been trying to jump in. What was it that you wanted to tell me?
I just wanted to say that I do support black people. And when
Well, yeah.
yes, so I don't know why it is such an issue. And when we were on our way to
Hold on a
Honolulu,
moment. You say you don't know why it's such an issue. She's not asking you to try to ascertain why it's an issue. She's saying it is.
well, yes, when she saw me, she blew up, and she also called me a snow bunny, which I thought was so out of hand. And I also thought
You called her a snow bunny.
Yes, I was just so upset,
You're going to Hawaii. This is when you're going to meet his wife.
Yes.
And up until this point, you don't say, well, can I see a picture of her? There was no thought in your mind about, do I need to even know who this person is that I'm going to be intimate with?
We always spoke about how he was against dating outside of his race as well. So I thought that was something that we
You
never
had a conversation with her about dating
I
outside?
don't
speak about.
recall
That was like
having a
the
conversation.
center of all of our conversations. That's like all we spoke about.
We had a conversation, I would say, about
several.
not marrying our other race for her, but not for my side.
And you didn't pick up on the fact that that suggested that maybe she wasn't a big fan of interracial marriages?
I understood that, but she's not getting married to us. She's having a sexual relation with us. It wasn't nothing more.
You think that she would be okay with having a sexual relationship with someone that wasn't black, but she draws a line at marriage?
I guess she drew the line when she seen when my wife wasn't black.
And you all are at the airport getting ready to board
Yes.
the plane?
Yes. As soon as they walked in and we met each other, that's when I'm like, where's your wife? And he points at this lady, and I'm like,
She still could have came. Could have had sex with me.
She coulda
only.
came.
You know what I mean? I wasn't, you know what I mean? Hey.
Wait. All right. All right, get it together. They make a good point. I mean, you could have still gone on the trip, but you were like, there's no way.
yeah.
And you said some things that you probably didn't.
Yes, I was just very upset, because I feel like he knew me.
But
so much
it
time
doesn't
to
make
tell me
sense
about
that he would sit there and then plan the trip and bring Mrs. Stiles if he actually thought this is not going to work with her. And you were okay with being intimate with her.
I was excited to meet her.
You were excited to meet her. Okay.
Yeah, we were going to have a great trip, and actually we ended up
Wonderful time.
still going on the trip, and it was wonderful.
Okay. They went ahead and went to Hawaii, had a great time. You not so much. You never ended up making it to Hawaii.
Right.
And this $672.75, what's that cost reflect?
That it actually reflects my portion for the hotel room.
You couldn't get a credit or anything like that?
No, I couldn't get a credit for the hotel room, but
Because
I got a
it
credit
wasn't
for the
within the
flight.
time frame that you could cancel.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
You have proof that that's the cost that you incurred?
Yes, I do, and I have
Mr. Stiles,
messages
Mrs.
from,
Stiles, do you
Brandon.
feel as though, I take it you don't,
Alrighty,
that
no
you
problem.
should have to pay these monies, but what is your position from a legal standpoint?
You know, she paid her own way, but when she came to the airport and seen what was going on and decided to leave, that was all on her.
In fact, she makes it a point to say, you are a liar and a snake. I want my money back. You didn't tell me your wife was white. You know my stance, and here we are with your white woman. Whoa, don't talk about my wife like that. You never expressed you were uncomfortable with her not being black. You need to grow up.
Exactly.
Your Honor, can I say something?
Yes.
He also didn't give me a chance to even have a choice in the situation by not telling me.
Well, what
By
about the
telling me.
chance that you had to ask more probing questions?
You're right.
Based on the evidence and the testimony before this court, the gavel must come down in favor of the defendants, Mr. and Mrs. Stiles. His response is consistent with what he was saying, that he didn't think it was going to be a problem. The onus would have been on you to say, this is my position. Now we're not talking about you being on a website. Now we're talking about someone that you've had sex with multiple times over the course of 3 months, and then you never say, I'm not interested in anyone other than black. Your wife is black, right? But I think the lesson to be learned here is that look deep before you leap. Your matter is dismissed. That is the order. Case closed.
All rise.
Judge Ross has ruled in favor of the co-defendants. The plaintiff's claim has been dismissed.
You know, you didn't have to lie.
I feel like I didn't
But it's
lie,
okay.
but I could have told you in the beginning, but you should have been more open.
Coming up on America's Court with Judge Ross.
I think he's trying to prove that he can be better than me while being a few years younger. He takes every opportunity he can to just throw me under the bus or one up me.
So then why are you still friends with him? Why did you show up to the party?
This is America's Court with Judge Ross. Mickey Malik claims his TV was smashed during a party and says it's because his coworker was jealous that he got promoted. Mr. Malik is suing Joshua Steins in the amount of $790.34. Mr. Steins is countersuing for $65.
So guys, we got into a little bit of a situation here involving a TV and some liquor. I didn't say liquor, I said liquor. What's going on? You're countersuing for the liquor, $65. That's
correct.
You're suing for the TV that was damaged.
That's right.
I'm going to start with your case first.
I am suing because my friend, well, my ex-friend, decided to break my TV.
How long had you all been friends?
I'd say about 5 years.
Is it fair to say that he didn't intentionally break your TV?
I think that there is some jealousy involved here.
Is there some emotional issues going on dealing with work? Because you all work together, right?
That's correct, yes.
Okay, what's going on at work?
We both work in sales together, which, you know, is a very competitive industry to be in.
But you all work for the same company?
That's correct, yes.
Are you in competition?
At the end of the day, I have a daughter, and a supervisor position opened up at work, and I let him know that I was going to apply for the supervisor position because I'm trying to make a bit more money so I can take the mother of my child to court and win full custody of my daughter. And then he went behind my back and applied for the position, ended up stealing the job from me.
Did you first find out because of Mr. Stein?
Yes.
Okay. Some of what he's saying is true then, that you sort of went behind his back and said, well, why should he get it? Is that what happened?
Yes, but Your
You
Honor,
can understand then why he would be a little put off by that,
I can understand it.
because that's not what friends do.
Coming up on America's Court.
We're playing a game. It's really close. He delivers a very aggressive serve to me, and I, lunged to hit this ping pong ball, lost my footing, and I crashed into the TV.
This is America's Court with Judge Ross. America's Court is back with the case of Mickey Malik, who is suing Joshua Steins for property damage.
How does that relate to the TV, though?
I do believe that there were those ill intentions right from the beginning of the birthday party where the TV was broken.
Whose birthday party was it?
It was my birthday party. I was turning 30 years old. I just wanted to have a good time.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
You mentioned something about ping pong.
Yeah, so we have played ping pong in the past.
The
And
two of you?
The two of us have played ping pong.
Okay.
And he lost last time, and he was already mad about that.
How do you know he was mad about it?
I could see it in his eyes. I saw it when he lost. He's just always been like that. He's always trying to get one up over me.
Why is that you feel that way towards him? He's a friend, but you're always in competition with him.
You know, I'm a few years older than him, and I think he's trying to prove that he can be better than me while being a few years younger. And I think he takes every opportunity he can to just throw me under the bus or one-up me.
So then why are you still friends with him? Why did you show up to the party?
I mean, at the end of the day, we have this poker group together. I didn't want to disband the poker team.
Connect the dots for me with the poker group and the ping pong and the TV and the liquor.
He asked if we could all buy the supplies for his upcoming birthday party, and he would host
30
it
people
at
are
his
coming.
house.
The 8 guys in the poker group were supposed to buy the supplies.
Yes, however, I did say that if they needed financial help, I would pitch in.
Did he say that?
He did.
Okay. And?
So then, when the party came around,
Yes.
I lived closest to the liquor store, so I
Okay.
ended up buying all of the liquor for the party.
Got it.
And I showed up, and then he's just insistent upon playing this ping pong game. He's telling everyone
I'm
that
insistent.
you're insistent on playing the ping pong game, and he chose to place this ping pong table directly in front of his TV. We're playing a game. It's really close. He delivers a very aggressive serve to me, and I, lunged to hit this ping pong ball, lost my footing, and I crashed into the TV.
Judge Ross's verdict when America's Court returns. This is America's Court with Judge Ross.
So you want to be reimbursed for a brand new TV?
Absolutely.
That's not going to happen.
Why not?
You don't get to ask the questions up in here. Show me your evidence that establishes the 790.
Really? Why not?
You've even offended Deputy Thomas, and he's not easily offended. That's a big TV to be right next to a ping pong table. You have any evidence for me for your counterclaim?
I have the receipt for the liquor for the party.
Okay.
Anything else you want to
And-
give him besides the receipt?
Just that.
Initially, you decided he shouldn't have to pay for the liquor, and then you changed your mind?
Once he was going to be petty and sue me over this TV, I'm trying to prove to my daughter that you don't go down without a fight.
And that portion of alcohol is $65?
That's correct.
You couldn't just give him $65?
I would have, but he didn't bring that up until 2 days after the TV was broken.
Based on the evidence and the testimony before this court, the gavel is going to come down in terms of the plaintiff's case in favor of the plaintiff. You broke it, you buy it. Initially, you were not entitled to $790.34 because there's something called depreciation. As soon as it left that store, its value was reduced. You would be otherwise entitled to $700, but based on the evidence and the testimony in terms of the cross complaint, I'm also going to rule in Mr. Stein's favor in the amount of $65. That gives you a total of $635. That is the order. Case closed.
Judge Ross has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant has been ordered to pay $635.
Any thoughts?
Well, the truth always comes out.
Whatever, man.
Let's go outside and sign some paperwork.
This has been a production of Allen Media Group.